Hi, and welcome to another video in which we are going to be explaining mesh networking technology. Some objectives and key points for this video lesson are to have a general understanding of what mesh networking is and why they were first created, parentheses, what is their purpose, to know why there are advantages over using mesh networking when being compared to a traditional wireless networking setup, no potential disadvantages associated with mesh networking, and have some knowledge of what are range extenders and how they can be used to benefit a home network, but also their advantages which have the potential to harm the performance of a home network. And we are going to be covering on seeing an example of some mesh networking nodes which are placed within a mesh networking setup, and we're going to show why the placement of nodes within a mesh networking system has an effect on their effectivity and therefore should be considered when implementing a mesh networking setup. These and more topics will be covered after the short introduction for this channel. So, in order to have an understanding of the essential points / objectives of this video lesson that will be covered within this video, then I encourage you to potentially take some notes or pay close attention so that you retain the knowledge presented within this video. Let's start this video lesson with a brief introduction / overview of what mesh wireless networking is and what is the problem which they were designed to solve. The concept of wireless mesh networking is the utilization of multiple nodes of wireless networking hardware units in order to basically provide a higher signal and extend signal range / integrity for the connected client devices. With a traditional networking setup, there is usually a modem to take in DSL or cable internet from phone lines or coaxial cables, such as an analog signal, and convert that into a digital signal, which is then sent to a wireless broadcasting router, which usually acts as a router, a switch, and a wireless access point. The client devices are directly connected to that wireless access point on the Wi-Fi router, and then that is networked into the rest of the setup so that the client requests can be sent as upload data through the modem to other internet servers and receive them as download data. Some modems and Wi-Fi routers are combining all in one units. Some of them even have modems, router, and phone modems integrated into them. Main problem was that this traditional home network setup was very susceptible to weak signal that lowered the internet speed and reliability of the connected devices, which are known as the clients. Range extenders were then created in order to basically repeat the signal from the main Wi-Fi router, although they lowered the speed of the connection sometimes as much as half of the original speed. This is still an issue which is still present within these range extenders, although with some advancements in technology such as many antennas to simultaneously receive and transmit data, to the range extenders, so that basically improved the range of them because they were able to simultaneously transmit and receive from the router to the range extender, and that basically was something that contributed to them as being a strength compared to a regular setup. And there's two setups, with one the router only and one with the range extender and the router, and that one usually has more range, but sometimes the speed is cut in half, or as much as half. Multiple units have the ability to broadcast over longer amounts of area to be covered, such as a house or office building. So you could have multiple range extenders, although they would sacrifice the speed of the network. The above image is showing some different client devices connected to the router as found within a traditional home networking solution. So we have, in this case, 3 client devices which are connected to this single wireless router access point. What is the importance of the positioning of nodes within a mesh networking setup? The positioning of nodes is essential within the initial setup of a mesh networking solution, because if the nodes are too far away from each other, they will have a hard time trying to communicate with each other or in the main router unit, and this would have a negative effect on the wireless network because the connection reliability of the far away placed nodes will be negatively impacted. If all the nodes are put too close together, for example, like all the nodes are in a single room of a house, then some places will have great signal, while some will have weak to no signal at all. This is why it is important to make sure that the nodes are in an optimal location and the distance from each other, as that would be most optimized for the network and its speed and reliability. Example of a single-story building's mesh-based wireless networking solution is provided below. We have a modem, and that's connected via Ethernet to a router. I have included a little note about why this image was selected over one of these, because essentially this was done to distinguish the router versus other nodes, as some people potentially could confuse like that all the nodes are always going to be the same, and that's something I've talked about here if you want to pause the video and read that. Then node 1 is going to be connected to the wireless router and also other nodes wirelessly. Sometimes this is able to be done by Ethernet, but it's very rare. The second one is a Wi-Fi node that's wirelessly able to connect to the other one, as well as the Wi-Fi router. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have learned some information towards wireless mesh networking technology. Please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, Princey's Boom Web Search, and have your notifications turned on so that you don't miss future content uploads. Also, if you have any future video suggestions pertaining to technology, computer software, gaming, computer hardware, etc., then please let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next content upload.